2 decades of severe weather experience, here for you when it counts. This is Doc Deason's Weather, live now.
Hi, everybody. It is 7:57. I thought we would come on and talk a little bit about the severe thunderstorm warning, which has been pushed out for folks in Smith County. Going to cover a lot of territory with this thing tonight as it continues to sweep across East Texas from southwest to northeast. Here's the latest radar imagery. The Weather Service is concerned about up to 70-mile-an-hour winds potentially with this line, especially here kind of along what we call the apex of this bow, which is going to be this pocket out here kind of on the leading edge of the kind of the tip of the spear, so to speak, for lack of a better term. And so that is where you're going to have the strongest wind potential at. I'm not seeing much in the way of hail with this thing, but after what we had last week, I saw a lot of tree damage after the storms of early last week, and I know a lot of folks are pretty keyed up about this situation. There's nothing insofar as a tornado warning involved with this, but as we saw last week, it doesn't take a whole lot. Doesn't take a tornado to do a whole lot of damage. And so with those thoughts in mind, I thought we'd come on and talk a little bit about that. A lot of folks, again, are pretty concerned about that. No electricity in Frankston. Good rain there, Shelley. Thanks for that very much. Richard's saying he's seeing it in Flint right now, and I bet you are, Richard, with what I'm seeing here on the radar. Let's pull out, and we'll put a loop in place on this thing. Again, it's kind of moving from southwest to northeast, so there is some leading shower activity in the Tyler area coming into southwestern and western parts of Tyler right now. Let's see here. Looks like Weather Service is going to put out a tornado warning for this now. So just as we were talking, that seems to have been upgraded here. So let's stand by for that. Just 1 second, and we will see what it is that we are dealing with on that front. So give me just a second here. I know the weather radios I've just now begun to send out their alerts. So we have got tornado warning for central Smith County, southeastern Wood, and southwestern Upshur County. That is going to go until 8:45. Weather Service seeing a storm capable of producing a tornado near Chandler or near Tyler, moving northeast at 55. So that again will cover the heart of Smith County as well as southeastern sections of Wood County. So let's hop in here real quick and see what it is that the Weather Service is seeing quickly. And so, first of all, we got a lot of wind right in here. I think what they are keying in on is this little pocket right here north of Noonday is what I would be willing to bet. You can make out a few pixels in here, showing some, quite a bit of wind blowing away from the radar site there north of Noonday, and then a few of these greenish colored pixels here, which would indicate some winds blowing back towards the Fort Worth radar. So that must be what they are concerned with in the Shreveport Weather Service office right now. So again, just if you're just now joining us, it is 8 o'clock on the nose, almost 8:01, and we now have a tornado warning for central Smith County. This will be just southwest of the city of Tyler, kind of out on the southwestern part of the city of Tyler. The polygon itself will come right over the city of Tyler. Okay, so here's the red polygon indicating where the tornado warning is and the areas that are included in it. So that runs from down around Noonday back up through the heart of Tyler. This thing will pass through the city. Now, whether there's something there that is producing or not, I don't know. But that is what we have going on, at least from a radar perspective. Weather Service very concerned about that. So excuse me while I try to get a few housekeeping things taken care of here. Tornado warning, Jesse, is going to go officially until 8:45. So again, if you're just now hopping on with us, tornado warning for Smith County. That's going to be central Smith County. That will include the city of Tyler, as well as southeastern Wood and southwestern Upshur County. But our main concern right now is going to be for what's going on in the Smith County area. So let me get the radar back up here real fast. I know we have some power outages that are being dealt with right now. I can hear that from the amateur radio traffic. So if you've got things charged up, or if you don't have things charged up at the house from your phone and whatnot, I would suggest you get that stuff plugged in. When this thing comes across, there's going to be a pretty good amount of wind with it. I would expect 50 to 60, maybe some 65 to 70 mile an hour winds potentially in this leading edge here as it swings across from southwest to northeast. We've got some heavy rain here at the house right now, I can hear, and some pretty strong wind as well. Make a few changes here real fast. I can see some of the comments here on the screen, but I don't have as much visibility as I might like. So if you do see something at your location, feel free to drop it in the comments section, and I'll do what I can to respond to that. Got some strong wind here in South Tyler right now. I would say, based on what I'm hearing outside, probably a gust of 40 to potentially as high as 50 miles an hour outside. Just a ballpark on that. Again, tornado warning now for Smith County. I would not be surprised to have sirens activated for the city of Tyler. I have not heard those yet, but I would not be surprised if that is taken into account by the folks at the police department. They'll be the ones who do hit the sirens. But if you are in southwestern Tyler, southwest loop, need to be in your safe spot here at this time. Southwestern part of the city of Tyler. Let's go along and especially west of Highway 155. Yeah, a lot of reports of power outages here across Smith County and across southern Tyler now. So we do have sirens and getting conflicting reports of sirens in Tyler. We're having some power hits here at the house. We're over off of the southwest loop here. So again, recapping, if you are in the city of Tyler and you got an alert on your phone, tornado warning continues in place now. That's going to run until 8:45. Central Smith County, southeastern Wood, southwestern Upshur County. Here's some fresher pics here of some additional strong wind out here just between Bullard and Flint. That's going to be right along Highway 69. That doesn't particularly, I don't think that's inside the tornado warning. The polygon for the warning and the actual concern is going to be right along, and I'd say west of 69 now. David had a 48.9 mile an hour wind gust on County Road 122 here earlier on. Okay. Thanks for that, David. Power outages 64 west. Got some reports of some very strong winds, Golden Road and Troop Highway, from the amateur radio traffic that I'm hearing. So again, if you're just now hopping on with us, tornado warning for central Smith County. That will include folks in the city of Tyler. Here's another perspective from different radar. The radar beam, as we talk about oftentimes, is incredibly high by the time it gets to this point over Tyler, whether you're looking at it from the Shreveport radar or from the Fort Worth radar. So it makes detecting anything that could be going on at the ground really tough. Wind's picking up again here at the house. One took one power hit there. Looks like whatever circulation we have is going to be pretty much splitting Tyler from coming right through the middle of town now, probably near downtown, I would think, if not just a little bit north and east of downtown potentially. Trying to get some additional information here. Just 1 second. If you are seeing any damage in your area, let me know here. Hail, Randy. Okay, I think you're close to downtown, so that does make sense. Thank you for that. Heather, and then we've got strong winds in White House. Lost power near Home Depot. Not surprised by that, Brenda. So again, tornado warning officially continuing until 8:45 for central Smith County. I have not seen any reports of a funnel cloud or even a wall cloud out of this thing. And the radar returns are incredibly muddy over the central part of Tyler. But we do need to be in our safe place, folks, especially in central sections of Tyler and back northeast of downtown, heading up the 271 corridor. This thing is going to continue moving from southwest to northeast, and it's doing so at about 45 to 55 miles an hour. So, yeah, Weather Service saying they're seeing a rotational couplet on the northeast side of downtown, or northeast side of Tyler, which is kind of where we were honing in at earlier. I think if there is something there, it's going to probably be kind of in this pocket, most likely right in here, if there's something there. Yeah, power outages, Chapel Hill, Biloxi and Troop. So if you're just now hopping on, it is 8:11. We have officially the tornado warning continuing for Smith County until 8:45. Whatever there is potentially producing anything, which I have had no reports of anything being seen on the ground, even a wall cloud, nothing like that yet. But the concern is for the rotational couplet that the Weather Service is seeing on the radar. That would be on the northeast side of Tyler now, moving northeast at about 55 miles an hour. So this thing's going to hop along pretty quick and be eventually get northeast of downtown, heading up 271 and that area, moving out of Tyler up towards Pine Springs. Folks who are, I'd say if you're if there is something there, it's probably going to be in this Pine Springs pocket, potentially in that general area, moving up to the northeast. Okay, so let's see where. Let's take this off. Pine Springs area, Obentown, approaching Interstate 20 from the southwest out of Tyler up 271. So if you're in this section of Smith County up heading towards Winona, need to be prepped for this, guys, in Winona. I cannot believe we didn't lose power here at our place, but we did not. Had a report of a 49 mile per hour wind gust at Troop and the Loop. That would be near CBS 19. Power out at Jack Elementary area. That makes perfect sense. So pea-sized hail. Haven't heard of a ton of hail out of this thing, but the bigger concern is going to be the wind. Wind's calming down in the Charnwood area. That makes sense, Randy. I think this thing is well north of you guys, so things should begin to subside. The heavy rain is still there on the northeast side of downtown. That's some pretty good thunder in there too. Dimes to quarters, it looks like, on the north side of Tyler right now from amateur radio folks, which would make sense. This area here, kind of this purplish looking shade. Okay, this is a little more interesting here. Notice the notice these pixels in here. Northeast, south. I guess that'd be just south of 271, southeast of 271, southeast side of 271, just outside the northeast loop. There's going to be some rotation. That's where it's going to be at, based on what I'm seeing here on the radar. All right, Weather Service is issuing a new product. Let's see what they're going to be bringing out. All right, latest on the Weather Service, tornado warning. Smith, Upshur, Wood counties till 8:45. Storm capable of a tornado located near Hawkins or 12 miles north of Tyler, moving northeast at 55. So that's going to put Tyler in the clear. Okay. They have removed Tyler, the downtown Tyler area, the heart of the city of Tyler, from the warning. Okay, so folks, Tyler, all sides of Tyler, all points within the loop, you guys are clear. The warning, though, will continue for the northeastern part of Smith County. Okay, so we're talking, folks, Hawkins area. Emerald Bay, you're clear. as far as the warning is concerned. This whole line, too, let's get back into this real fast, too, while we're talking for just a second, okay? This line, notice how it's kind of almost bowing out a little bit. If it will loop for me. May have to go back to this. You're welcome, Rosa. Let's pull the Shreveport radar up. Yeah, that makes sense too. Looks like the Weather Service is fixing to issue a severe thunderstorm warning for Smith County, and that makes a lot of sense for the storm that's for the area south of this tornado warning here. Notice how the line is trying to almost how it kind of bows. That bowing shows an area where the winds are really strong, helping to push that rain out to the east, and so that shows me why they're issuing that severe thunderstorm warning to the south. So that'll include much of Cherokee County and folks to the east. So we've got several counties under severe thunderstorm warning. A couple of counties also still under the tornado warning. The tornado warning now has been cleared for the southern and central parts of Smith County. That would include Tyler. We're clear from that now. Okay, we've had the warning's been updated, the polygon updated, clearing all of the city of Tyler now. But folks upstream there, Hawkins area, Big Sandy, we need to be mindful of what we have. Okay, Celia, thanks for that. I'm seeing your text message, Celia. Thanks for that. Report of a window blown out from a friend of mine on Copeland Road in Tyler. I think we're going to hear a lot. There's going to be a lot of wind damage from this thing, regardless of whether there's anything tornadic in it or not. All right, so Weather Service is issuing severe thunderstorm warning for 70-mile-an-hour winds. So that's going to cover folks in Angelina County, Cherokee, Nacogdoches, Panola, and Rusk counties until 9:15. So this is going to cover a lot of real estate. They're going to kind of broad brush these counties as this line just swings across from southwest to northeast. So if you're just now maybe stepping into what's going on here, it's 8:20. The tornado threat for the city of Tyler has subsided. That's moved off to the northeast. We still want folks Winona, Hawkins area, especially south, and if you're between Hawkins and Gilmer, let's be prepared to get in our safe spot pretty quick here. Gilmer, you're not under a tornado warning yet, but you've got a hefty line of storms headed up your direction. Folks southwest of Longview, and then Longview proper, you need to be ready for some strong winds here in the next 25 minutes or so, 15 to 25 minutes, city of Longview. A lot of power outages up on the northeast side of Smith County right now. All right, let's see here. pull off of that. Let me show you a quick loop. Tyler's okay for now, Crystal. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of folks asking about Tyler. Tyler, you're a-okay for now. The strongest of the winds are moving off into extreme eastern Smith County. The worst of the winds are going to be right here on the leading edge of this thing. Okay, we're talking right in here is where you're going to have a lot of strong wind, and you're going to probably have a good bit of wind, even getting close to Kilgore, I would think now, as this thing continues to kind of race off. Probably better put, it's going to do more. It's going to be moving more like this. Probably something like this. So, and speaking of this, I want to talk to folks right here because all of that is headed in your direction. And you guys and Longview are not going to be far from kind of the apex of this bow. So that's going to mean your potential for the strongest winds are going to be running right through western Gregg County and right into the that heart of Longview. Had some folks asking about Lindale. Lindale, you're fine. Heaviest of the rain is getting past you guys now. Maybe a little bit of hail down towards Troop. Looking at a little bit of that there. Jacksonville, moderate to heavy rainfall, but the worst of the wind should be exiting shortly. So we had half-inch hail, about 3/4 of a mile northeast of I-20 on 271. So that's not surprising. High wind and rain just hit us in Wright City. All right, Robin, thanks for that very much. Hawkins officially under the tornado warning. Brandy, you guys are still involved in that officially. Looks like an awful lot of strong wind to me in this thing. I haven't seen any reports of any sighting, whether it be of a funnel or a wall cloud. Yeah, Jamie, Tyler, you're okay. Lights are still flashing. Yeah, we've still got rain in the area, but the worst of it is going to be on the leading edge of this thing. So we run the tornado warning for another 20 minutes in Smith County, the affected parts of Smith County, which is going to be northeastern Smith County now. All right. We'll see what the Weather Service decides to do on that as this thing continues to make pretty good headway towards the northeast. And Weather Service will have to make a determination on whether they want to extend that tornado warning or go with a severe thunderstorm warning for places downstream like Gregg County, Russ County, Upshur County. Big Sandy, Don. Looks like several of our hospitals running on generator from what I'm able to see from the chat room. Okay, Weather Service says they are going to cancel the tornado warning. So that's really good news there. So they're gonna kill that warning early. And like I said a few minutes ago, it looks right now it seems to be presenting more like straight line winds than anything else. A lot of wind, don't get me wrong. Here's just kind of a rough, this is what the radar is seeing at multiple thousands of feet up by the time it gets out of the Shreveport office and gets over this far to the west. So, I would bet you're probably getting a good 50 to 55 mile an hour wind, even though this thing is showing, close to 70 in spots. Not all of that's going to be able to reach the ground. This is awfully high up, but I bet 50 to 60 mile an hour winds not out of the question here, especially on the leading edge of this thing. There's a lot of wind down towards White House and ARP. Good grief. Look at that. All right. So, folks in ARP area, New London, Overton, um, even though there's nothing tornadic in this, I want you guys to be in your safe spot. Okay. Notice this pocket of enhanced wind in here over the ARP area, north side of Troop. That's a lot of wind right there. So if you're in the New London area of Rusk County, okay, New London, Overton, um, there's Highway 42 runs from Longview down. If you're on the north side of Troop, northeast of Troop, along 136 or 135, I'm sorry. Nothing tornadic, but a lot of wind. It's 828. Kind of resetting the table here for you. Weather Service has canceled the tornado warning, which we had for Smith County, so we're free of that for now. Okay, we do have severe thunderstorm warning out. We got a lot of real estate under that. The warnings are really for strong straight line winds. I have seen very minimal in the way of hail out of this thing, but the winds are impressive. Here's the loop. Okay, so next up, Henderson, you're on deck. Longview, you're on deck. Kilgore, you got it on the west side of town now, probably into town by this point. The winds are in town in Kilgore. Hideaway, Lindale, you're fine. Okay. Strongest of the winds are well east of Lindale, well east of Tyler, at least downtown Tyler. Weather Service going to be putting out another severe thunderstorm warning forthcoming north and east of Smith County and surrounding counties. So we'll see what that turns into here in a second. We'll check this wind again down in Overton area. Nothing Marshall Woodlawn area yet, Michael. That's still a ways out. Okay, Celia, I see that. Thank you. Major damage at Copeland Road. I'm not surprised. That wind was whipping. I don't have an anemometer here at the house, but was trying to get it here and get things fired up. But it was whipping here in South Tyler. We had I'd say a 90-year-old tree get taken down. That same storm that did all the damage in White House, we had an 80 to 90-year-old tree come down, a couple of them in our neighborhood from that. And again, everything was just thrown, northwest to southeast like everyone else's were. But I don't remember the winds last week being as strong as the winds that we just saw here at the house from what I could hear outside the window. Hey, Kim, thank you. Thanks, Celia. I saw that you sent me a couple of pictures, so I appreciate that. Yes, Sarah, they were strong last week in White House, for sure. Okay. Um, So this line going to march right through the heart of Gregg County. So folks in Longview, need you to be ready. Henderson, you're just about up to bat. Ore City, had some folks asking about Ore City, Gilmer. Looks like the strongest of the winds may pass just south of Ore City potentially. All right, here comes the new severe thunderstorm warning. That's going to be for Camp, Cherokee, Greg Harrison, Panola, Rusk. They'll throw Smith and Upshur in there until 9:30 for 3/4 inch hail, which is about the size of a penny, and 60-mile-an-hour winds. Thanks, Susan. Heavy rain there, Pritchett. Gotcha. Kristen, Rusk is, you got some moderate to heavy rainfall coming through there. Your winds are not going to be as strong down in the Rusk area, Cherokee County, as the winds will be further to the north up in towards Liberty City, Longview. Again, you better need to be buttoned up, Longview, because this thing is coming right through you. Alto, you've got still some strong winds off to the some strong heavy rainfall off to the north of you. You'll get some rainfall in the Alto area. Incidentally, tomorrow is the anniversary of the Alto EF3 tornado from 2019. So we're those of you in the Alto area, I don't have to remind you of what was going on just a couple of years ago. But as we have talked about, as I've made reference here quite a few times, April is the peak as far as the severe weather time for us goes. Athens, Kelly, A-OK in Athens right now so far as storms are concerned. All that's moving to the east of you. The main severe weather concern with all of this is going to be right in here. Okay, it's going to be that leading edge. This stuff back in here, not going to cause you any trouble. Okay, it's going to be the stuff right along the leading edge. That's where the best wind's going to be. Anything that can get fired up and spun up, tornadic wise, is going to be along this leading edge. So that's where our greatest concern is going to be for now. So we have nothing tornadic at the moment. You're welcome, Michael. Glad to help out, man. Keeping an eye on this area near Warren City, maybe. Oh, okay. All right. Weather Service is they're gonna kick a tornado warning out for. I bet you it's this little area right in here. So we'll see what happens there. They'll be issuing that here just in a second. So stand by for that. All right, Weather Service going tornado warning now for Cass, Greg, Harrison, Marion, Morris, Upshur. That's going to run until 9:15. Storm capable of a tornado located over East Mountain or over White Oak, moving northeast at 55 miles an hour. So that was this little thing I was pointing out to you here a second ago that just kind of looked a little odd there. So they're going to this will pass north of the city of Longview. lot of reports of downed trees, big trees in Tyler, by the way. All right, so just trying to get a little more insight into what we have here. So it looks like Weather Service is they've got the northern half of Longview in the polygon. Okay. So here's the tornado warning again is going to be inside that polygon, the red polygon. So it's going to clip not only Gregg County, but you got southern Upshur County in there, and it'll stretch over into western Marion, Harrison County. This will stay well north of Marshall. Okay, but they also have to clip Morris County, extreme southeastern Morris County. So just understand that. There's a lot of counties involved here, but the circulation is not nearly that big. So if you're just joining us, if you maybe are in northern Gregg County or adjacent parts of Upshur County, we've got tornado warning now, which is going to run until 9:15 for western Marion, southwestern Cass, northwestern Harrison, eastern Upshur, southeastern Morris, and central Gregg County. Okay, central Gregg County, that's Longview course in Gregg County. The polygon is going to run, include the northern half, I guess let's say the northwestern half of the city of Longview. All right, so let's put a few towns on here then. I think this best rotation looks like it's there just northeast of Union Grove. So there's a few towns in there where I think this best circulation is going to be heading towards. This will cross Lake of the Pines, by the way, if it can hold itself together. Well, the storm is going to be there. Whether or not there's any circulation in it by the time it gets to Lake of the Pines, I'm not sure. My buddy Derek sent me some pictures. Thanks, Derek, for these pics, man. You're over by Hog. Yeah, it looks like we have a lot of tree damage in the Azalea district of Tyler on the west side of Broadway. We'll talk more about that here in a second, though. But again, tornado warning continues for folks who are with us in the Gregg County area. Looks like the gust front is coming through Henderson now. All right, so here is, this thing will let me loop. I don't think it will, so we'll go back to this other source and try to loop from there. So zoom out. So that gust front is definitely on top of Longview now. Yeah, there's that gust front. Should be on the east side of Henderson now. So folks in Tatum, you guys are up next. Marshall, you got some strong wind coming in, even though the tornado warning goes passes north of you. At least the polygon is not impacting the city of Marshall proper. It does clip northwestern Harrison County. Hey, thanks, David. Yeah, friend David Roberts said he's over by Moore Elementary here a little bit ago. Power outages. Saw some power lines on the ground on Mahon. Sirens going off in Marshall already. Thanks, Jessica. If you encounter some power lines, do not touch those. It should go without saying, but usually when it goes without saying, it should have been said. So I'm just going to tell you, don't mess with the power lines. Even if they look dead, it's a bad way to find out that they're not. And who knows what could be going on within that line of folks trying to make preparations, whatnot, or trying to make corrections or shut things down. That is not something you want to be fiddling around with. So if you do run across some of those power lines in the city of Tyler or anywhere behind this line as it comes through, because it's going to drop some power lines and some big trees, regardless of whether there's a tornado in place with this thing or not. But it's good. Thanks for the report on that, David. I appreciate it. Trees down, Golden and Faulkner. You're welcome, Lee. Thank you, man. So let's kind of reset here. We got a number of counties under severe thunderstorm warning. We still have the tornado warning in place. Weak couplet weather service saying continues in far northern Gregg County, northeast of East Mountain. Let's see what they're seeing. Yeah, I think that's what they're seeing. This is what they're seeing right here, I'm betting. See that little thing right in there? I think that's what they're looking at. So again, this, like I told you, this is north of Longview. Okay, so folks in Longview, you're okay. If you are along 259 from north side of Longview, along and south of 154, let's need to be in that safe spot here right now. Things are real subtle looking. Catherine got some hail 2 miles north of Alto. Thank you for that. Any idea on the size, Catherine? If you can see it, if you can't, no worry about it. I don't want you getting outside if you're not comfortable doing that. You're welcome, Kayla. Thanks for being here. Yeah, I saw that, Randy. Mother Francis had some windows blown out. It sounds like at the hospital. I think they're on generator power there at the hospital. I'm surprised we're not on generator power here, but the power held. All right, Weather Service is coming out with a new severe thunderstorm warning. It's going to be for just further downstream. Folks in our area, Camp, Cass, Gregg, Harrison, Marion, Morris, Panola, Rusk, Titus, and Upshur counties until 9:45. 70-mile-an-hour winds and 3/4-inch hail. So pennies and 70-mile-an-hour winds. Yeah, David, I'm on Shreveport, man. Again, you can see the wind. It presents really well. Notice this bright banding here right along that leading edge of the line. That's your gust front, okay? So this thing is just swinging through and pushing that rain out ahead of the line, or pushing the rain out there on the leading edge of the line. Weather Service is going to continue the tornado warning for Cass and Gregg and Harrison, Marion, Morris, and Upshur counties until 9:15. Storm capable of a tornado over Diana or 11 miles north of Longview, moving northeast at 55. So let's get back in here on that. What do you bet that's? Just heard Encore reporting that almost a quarter of the customers in Smith County are without power right now. 25% almost. I think they said 24% of Smith County without power if they are in an Encore provided property. That's a lot of houses without electricity. Okay, here's the best move on, or the best location on whatever rotation couplet that we have. We're looking right here along 259 at 154. So it's going to be due south of Ore City. So you're going to be crossing. Yeah, a lot of traffic lights out too with this thing. There's going to be a lot of empty intersections with no traffic lights. So if you are out about this evening, if you're maybe driving through some of these areas where the power is out, be mindful that the traffic lights will be taken down too in a lot of spots because they don't have backup power on those things. As we found out during the ice storm back in 21, I remember seeing a lot of generators on the side of the road plugging into these things. Yeah, David's not far from the hospital. He said the whole grid looks to be out over there. That's probably more, I guess that'd be the east side of downtown Tyler, 5th Street, TJC area. Randy said Charnwood area's been hit pretty hard in Tyler, south side of downtown. That's not surprising. I'm telling you, that wind was impressive. So tornado warning continues officially for extreme eastern Upshur County. Looks like we've just about pulled Gregg County out of the warning. Longview, as we talked about here, you're okay. I think whatever we've got that's going to be making any problems is going to be right there just now, just getting northeast of 259 and 154 intersection. Okay. South of Ore City. It's going to kind of run right there between Ore City, north of Harleton. All right, let me correct that. Smith County Emergency Management reporting, relaying Encore saying 28% of the customers out of power in Smith County. So bigger number than we'd initially thought. So over a quarter of the county with Encore service out of power right now. Palestine's okay there, Denise. Yeah, you're all right. Deb, Longview's looking. You got a lot of wind in Longview, so you're through with the tornadic concern. Unless you were on the north side of the city, you really weren't in the polygon to begin with. But yeah, you're a-okay right now. just looking more at some strong straight line winds in Longview and Henderson. Let's do this. Let's loop this. You can see the progression. So again, on the right is the velocity product, what we talk about. That's just basically how are the winds blowing as they relate to the Weather Service radar in Shreveport. Are they blowing away from the radar side, or are they blowing towards the radar side? The left-hand panel is just the basic reflectivity product that you're normally seeing on your phone. If you keep a radar on your phone, that's normally what you're looking at, okay? But these two kind of help to paint a little bit better picture as to what's going on and where some concerns could be. Looks like if there's going to be anything with this situation over involving that tornado warning, it's going to be south of Ore City. This is going to clip over right into western Marion County here in the next little bit. Brittany Gilmer's looking okay. All right, you got some stronger winds off to the south of you, but the heaviest of the rain is now getting east of you guys in Gilmer now, so you're okay there. You're welcome, Alicia. Thanks. Brad, not much Nacogdoches really right now. Just the strong line that's going to be swinging through. It'll probably make it to Nacogdoches. NAC's officially under a severe thunderstorm warning, it looks like. Yeah, so the Weather Service went ahead with, they've got severe thunderstorm warning until 9:45 for this southern pocket. So that's going to be southeastern Harrison, Panola, Rusk, Nacogdoches, northwestern Shelby, northwestern Angelina, southeastern Gregg, and then eastern Cherokee County. And that's going to be for 70-mile-an-hour winds and some potentially up to some penny-sized hail there. But the hail's been the lower end of the concern tonight. It looked like it was going to be a much bigger piece of the equation earlier on. But the wind on this thing has really become more of a player here tonight. And the models have really struggled with how to handle this rainfall. A lot of lightning with this stuff. Not so much in Smith County now, but whew. So if you're downstream of these storms, Marshall, Jefferson, Avenger, Atlanta, Tatum, Carthage, I would recommend you, if you don't have your devices charged, I would get those things. Get them plugged in and get what kind of juice you can, because there is the distinct possibility you could be running without some electricity after this initial line pushes through. Okay. Still looking at what could be some rotation there south of Ore City, southeast of Ore City. Okay, this is north of 259. But I have not seen anything that indicates we've got anything on the ground or have had anything on the ground. Quite a few power outages in Rusk County, too, according to Michael Searcy, which is not surprising. Now, Mary, nothing was confirmed in Tyler from as far as a tornado goes. I haven't seen anything. Confirmed, and it's been a real muddy looking presentation throughout. Leanne, you're asking about Naples. Let's get out and take a look. Yeah, just a lot of rough looking, heavy looking rain up there in Naples. Could be a little rotation there north of Naples, just south of I-30, but it's pretty broad. No warnings out. Well, I take that back. Yeah, they do have a severe thunderstorm warning. It looks like for that piece of the area. Yeah, till 9:45. Weather Service is issuing another product. This must be Fort Worth, maybe. No, let me see what that is. All right, we're going to continue this severe thunderstorm warning until 9:15 uh, for these folks who are with us. Cherokee, Nacogdoches, Panola, Rusk County. Basically, if you're along the path of this line, you just need to be prepped for 55 to 70 mile an hour winds, particularly Marshall, right there, kind of on the apex of that bow. Okay, it's just going to roll across. Reports, if you're in Tyler, reports of a tree right all the way across Fifth Street, right near Burkeville Park. So if you're traveling uh, east-west on Fifth, near Broadway, that's going to tie a lot of traffic up. So just FYI. You're welcome, Leanne. So let's get back into this one tornado warned storm. Let's see here. All right, let's see here. Trying to reset. Severe thunderstorm warnings are the big piece of the equation right now. The tornado warning, the only one we have left is for this thing up here getting into southwestern Marion County. This will be well west of Jefferson. So if you're with us in Jefferson, um, this will stay. The circulation will stay to your northwest. The line of the strong white winds will get into Jefferson. So we're east of 49 right now into western Marion County. Here's Avenger, Hugh Springs. Still haven't seen anything. Weather Service is also looking at some stuff in Panola County right now. So that'll be something to watch. Yeah, that's what they're looking at right here. See how that's a little notch there southwest of Beckville. Yeah, Carrie, I heard that about about Fifth Street. Thank you. Starting to rain south of Avenger. Okay. Thank you, Susan. So Troop and Donnybrook closed in Tyler. Appreciate that, Wade. Randy, very much, man. All right, tornado warning. All right, so here's the tornado warning now that the Weather Service is going to go ahead and put out. That's going to include, let's see here, Panola, Rusk, Panola and Rusk counties. Let's see here, Harrison, Panola, and Rusk counties. This will be eastern Rusk County. There it is. No power. No power to UT. Okay, Josh. Thank you for that, man. I'm not surprised. All right, so the Weather Service issued their tornado warning for what is this little circulation here southwest of Beckville. So there's Liberty here, 79. So this is just north of 79, south, southeast of Highway 43, Texas 43. It'll be right in here. Okay. Again, this is radar indicated. I haven't seen anything cited by anyone, whether that be funnel cloud or tornado on the ground or wall cloud. I haven't seen any of that so far. These have all been radar indicated. So we do want folks. This circulation will pass north of Carthage. It's going to pass right over 59. So do keep that in mind. So we're at 9:06. We're just going to continue to hang here until we get these, especially until we get these tornado warning storms out and we get some more of this wind out of the way. The greatest wind concern, to kind of reiterate, is going to be right here on the leading edge. So this is just near Marshall right now. That's the apex of the bow. All right, that's the peak of the winds should be in this area here. So that's right along 59. You're welcome, Vera. Thanks for being here. So this will be right along 59, heading to the east. And there will be winds. There will be strong winds back behind that, south of there, back arcing kind of back southwest. Mount Enterprise, you're in the midst of that right now. I don't have to tell you. Beckville, keep ourselves apprised of things in the Beckville area here. Nacogdoches, you've got some strong winds north and west of the city right now. This will be coming in. If you're heading out 21, you'll run right into the heart of it. Not much going. Lufkin, you're not actually, at least the south half of Lufkin is not under a warning at this time. The Polygon severe thunderstorm warning kind of clips the northern part of the city of Lufkin, but the stronger winds look to stay just north of you guys there in the Lufkin area proper. So it's kind of a quick look back into Tyler real fast. A lot of folks asking questions. Still some decent lightning in a few spots earlier, but the rain has subsided substantially. And as I've been telling you here, the severe threat is right along this leading edge. The stuff back in here is not going to be really nearly enough to worry yourself about. Okay, so in Lindale, Mineola, further back to the west, you're a-okay. All right. Little breeze in Marshall. Okay, Jenny, thanks for that. I would imagine things would pick up here a bit. Yeah, White House is clear, Heather. Jamie, Tyler, all of you clear for now. I don't think we're going to be able to do too much here for the rest of the night with as much as this thing worked the atmosphere over. We'll see. They're going to let the tornado warning, let's see, for Eastern Upshur, Marion, Northwestern Harrison County expire. They're not going to reissue for that further downstream, so that's good. So this tornado warning for Marion County and southwestern Cass County, they're going to let that one expire. So that's good. Let's get back in here and look at this thing. Let's see what we got here near Beckville. You're welcome, Jamie. I'm going to see what kind of wind I had at the office. I don't know how much. I'm in a pretty protected spot there. Wow. All right. Well, 52-mile-an-hour gust at my at the real estate office, all Jacksonville. And the instruments are still there, still transmitting. Yeah, still broadcasting. Wow. That 52 is impressive. That 52 is in a protected area. I usually don't get a ton of wind there. That is impressive. Oh, Carol, thank you. Appreciate that. Thanks for being here. All right, so I had to, curiosity got the best of me. 8, 9, 11. So we've still got one tornado warning active, and that's going to be for Panola County, extreme eastern Rusk County. This will be well east of Henderson. All right. The same kind of muddy returns out of this thing. Nothing that's pronounced and just right there where you can just know that there's something happening. I'm not seeing any of that from the radar. You're welcome, Kathy. I appreciate you being here. Yeah, Weather Service saying that Beckford rotation is not looking as strong as it was. I concur with that. It doesn't look like much to me, but they got a lot more eyes and a lot more equipment to look at it than I do. Weather Service is canceling the severe thunderstorm warning for Camp, Cherokee, Gregg, Harrison, Panola, Rusk, Smith and Upshur. So let's pull out here real quick. Let's get off of this and go back to single. So this tornado warning up will not be extended. The Harrison County, Gregg County, that extreme northeastern tip of Gregg County, Upshur, Cass, Marion, that will not be extended. This one down here, closer to Carthage, Beckville area, rotation does not look as pronounced. Still some pretty good wind there. But so that is good. Thanks, Elaine. Sackle area, huh? Thank y'all for keeping an eye on things and watching us in Sackle. Pretty quiet down in y'all's neck of the woods. Wind's picking up in Marshall, Jenny? Okay. Let's look right in here real fast. Randy's telling me Azalea District is in pretty rough shape in Tyler. So I hate to hear that. A lot of historic homes, a ton of trees down there. So that's unfortunate. So that leading edge of that wind is right there crossing 59, basically crossing 59 as we speak. Yeah, there goes the warning, a tornado warning. They just pulled it. Power out in Marshall, Cameron. Okay. I can't say that I'm surprised. So, with the exception of the warning for Panola County, we're free of tornado warnings. We've got a lot of folks under severe thunderstorm warning. For 60 to 70 mile an hour winds. Again, the biggest threat with the wind is going to be right as this thing initially comes in, and about 5-10 minutes after the initial rain kind of kicks into gear for you. But that's going to be where the main problems are. So these folks back west of Marshall, Longview, Henderson, it's going to get better there pretty quick. Okay, heavy rain is about to move out. Down to Cushing, Rusk, moderate to heavy rainfall there, at least at times. Still some decent lightning over Cherokee County from Jacksonville back to the south along 84, over towards Palestine. It's kind of the back end of it. We got a tornado watch officially. I think it runs until 2, I think, but the severe threat will be done before then. Let's see here. See if I can put the box on here. Watches. So here's the tornado watch box. Yeah, so they're going to run that until 2 o'clock in the morning, officially. But the threat should be done. They'll start to clear some counties out of this. Once this gets out of Texas, you'll probably start to see some counties get trimmed. This box down here, Fort Worth area. Let's look back upstream real quick. Yeah, see, there's not much else. Just Fort Hood. They had a monster storm down near Fort Hood earlier this afternoon that I was watching. Starting to thunder in Nacogdoches, Cary, yeah. But as you can see, there's not much back to the west, so hopefully that'll help to give you some peace of mind with this. A lot of storms firing up there, southwest of Texarkana, kind of out ahead of the main line. Looks like we got trees down Nacogdoches County along 259. Yeah, which makes sense. Yeah, and that gust front's going to be what does it. So Timpson, center, Carthage, you're in the midst of it right now. Gary City, Marshall, you're through probably the worst of it. Jefferson, you'll get the strongest of that wind through there pretty quick. Watch a little bit there, northeast side of Jefferson. That's an interesting looking thing right there. South or northwest of uncertain. Little notch right there. So this thing is not far from the Texas-Louisiana border. So there's the Texas-LA line, 12 miles or so, the leading edge of this line as it relates to Marshall, about 12 miles. Still got the tornado warning. Had the tornado warning. Weather Service is canceling this tornado warning here. So that's good. So they're going to yank the warning for Panola County. And we will leave it with severe thunderstorm warnings. So if you're just kind of recapping things here, we had a good 55 to 70 maybe mile an hour wind come through Tyler with that line. We've got trees, a lot of wind damage, especially across the Azalea district, and I think everybody in Tyler, both central, northern, and southern parts of the city of Tyler and Smith County for that matter. So. So that's that's going to take a while to get cleaned up. We got a lot of folks without power. I saw an estimate 28% of Encore customers in the Smith County area without power. That's a lot of folks without electricity. So this will be more impactful, I think, than the storm even that we had last week. Weather Service is starting to pay a little more attention to that thing that we were talking about there near Marshall. Remember we talked about a little notch earlier? I think this is what they're looking at. I bet that's what they're looking at. Yeah, they're just kind of keeping an eye on this stuff here. Scottsville, down south side of I-20, I would have bet. Kind of rural sections of southeastern Harrison County. Folks in Wascom, let's just kind of be mindful of that. You'll get plenty of wind even if you don't get anything tornadic. Yeah, Kerry, I bet so, man. Wind's whipping there in Nacogdoches. I'm not surprised. Yeah, and I don't like the pine trees either, brother. They always tell people they make good furniture, but I'm not a big fan of them when it comes to these kind of storms. So we are now with strictly severe thunderstorm warnings. No tornado warnings along this line. Coming up on 9:23, the yellow box is there indicating severe thunderstorm warnings. I know it gets kind of confusing. Just all you need to really remember is the main concern is going to be right along the leading edge here. My buddy Kyle Owens up at KMU in Mineola seeing some pictures of some pretty good wind damage up in Rains County area too. So pretty widespread event here. Yes, ma'am, Kimberly. I'd say the main concern is definitely past Henderson. Yeah. The concern areas that we have will be right as this thing comes through. So Shreveport, I think the Weather Service just issued what they call an airport weather warning, and I'll bet you that's for Shreveport. Yeah, Shreveport Regional Airport. Expect strong winds there. My buddy Scott Crenshaw down off of Lake Palestine says he's got lots of trees down in that south end of Lake Palestine, southwest end of Lake Palestine. So, new severe thunderstorm warning coming out now. So looks like we got some, just more reports of damage inside the loop, south end of Zaga District. Um, I think we're going to end up probably with some schools closing tomorrow because of the power outages and the tree damage, or the tree damage that led to the power outages. Um, so don't be surprised at that from what I'm starting to see bubble up. So Weather Service went ahead, new severe thunderstorm warning. That's going to cover Harrison, Nacogdoches, Panola, Sabine, San Augustine, and Shelby County until 10:15. So 60-mile-an-hour winds and about penny-sized hail. So this will just be a further extension of the same type of thing that we've been doing. It'll populate here on the screen in just a second when the new warning comes out. So they're covering a lot of counties with this thing. There it goes. So this will be still Lufkin not involved officially in any kind of a severe thunderstorm warning. So that's good. Thanks, Brother Harry. Appreciate that, Kim, very much. You're welcome, Alicia. I'm glad we're able to help. So Tornado Watch Box till 2. but it won't go the distance. They'll end up pulling that eventually, at least for the Texas counties. It may take a while, but they'll eventually do that. Is this down here? Let's look at this real fast. All right, let's get down to Fort Hood for just a second. Down there in Normandy, man, that's impressive looking. If it looks that good on reflectivity and velocity. Let's look at this while we have a minute. Oh, yeah, there you go. We never saw anything this pronounced tonight. This is down Normandy, so we're west of 45. Here's Madisonville. Okay. Notice that mesocyclone wrapping that around like that. A lot of good wind, a lot of good tight rotation in that. So again, that's not our direct area, but the storm, if it continues to start to kind of, I was always trying to maybe turn it right a little bit. But folks in southwestern Houston County, okay, southwest of Crockett, you need to keep an eye on this thing. This is going to probably clip southwestern Houston. It's going to go north of Huntsville. But this stuff here, kind of on the south, on the tail end, these storms down here on the tail end of a situation like this, they got a lot of juice that's just coming into them. They got a lot of fuel that's just feeding in from the south, so they can grow a little bit more effectively than the ones that are having to share all of that air and whatnot around them. So thanks, Cameron. Appreciate that. You're welcome, Mitch. So that, I mean, I don't know what in the world. That's impressive down there north of Hearn. It's got a nice little tail on it. So a couple of tornadic storms down well south of us, southwest of us. But again, that could be an issue for folks who are in our southwesternmost counties, Houston County and Trinity County. These are two that we're going to need to keep an eye on here for a little bit. So let's get back. We can't use Fort Hood to look at East Texas too well, so we'll get back to Shreveport. So no tornado warnings this time. Line is about to Wascom. All right, south or just west of Atlanta and the Linden. Trees down Old Jacksonville Highway. In Tyler. It's going to be a long night. So, folks in center, you're up next, Joaquin. St. Augustine County is in a severe thunderstorm warning, but the worst of this wind is going to pass just north of you guys in the city of St. Augustine. Ditto that for Hemp Hill. Sabine County is clipped right now in this latest warning, but looks like this thing maybe running out of some gas down towards Nacogdoches and Lufkin, which is great news. Winds picking up in Palestine, Danielle? Okay, thank you. Yeah, there's a lot of folks without electricity tonight, and they're probably going to go most of the night without electricity. I'm betting. But the Encore folks will be out in full force. I've met a lot of those guys over the years. Talking severe weather to the linemen there a couple times over the last number of years. They are a hard-working bunch, and they will be out and about doing whatever they can. So have patience with them. Thank them if you see them. They get paid to go out in less than ideal conditions, and they do hard work, obviously. So be sure to thank them. If they need some water or something like that, take them a bottle of water. I don't think they'll complain a lick about that. All right, Weather Service is going to cancel. Let's see here. They're canceling severe thunderstorm warning for Camp and Greg Morris, Panola, Rusk, Titus, Upshur counties. So they're going to start clearing a lot of these people out here. That's good. I would say that enhanced risk, the enhanced severe risk was west of us earlier on this afternoon. And the Weather Storm Prediction Center kind of late in the day expanded that further to the east into western Smith County. But that definitely produced. Let's get down here again and look at Fort Hood. So the western Houston County line is going to be right here. There's I-45 or Centerville, Leona, Madisonville, Normandy. This thing is right over Normandy right now. A lot of wind in there. 60, 70 outbound, 20 to 30 inbound. Doesn't look as impressive, but oh yeah, Rosanna. Yeah, you can't beat the Encore folks. They are top drawer. All these folks are Wood County Electric, all those guys and gals. All right, let's recap kind of where we are. No tornado warnings, still just severe thunderstorm warnings for strong straight line winds. The strongest of it is right along the Texas-Louisiana border now. Strongest winds are going to be right along that line. And this will become less of an issue for a large piece of East Texas here over the next 20 minutes or so. Maybe a little bit of hail there due east of Carthage, along 31 there in Panola County, eastern Panola County. Haven't seen much in the way of hail reports tonight. It's been pennies to peas, maybe some nickels. Okay, Randy, feel free to text me, man, if you need to. So, Center, you're up here shortly. some good, probably some good 50 to 60 mile an hour winds potentially about to move through that heart of Shelby County. Winds look weaker, storms look weaker, so winds consequently should look weaker as well. Back over the city of Nacogdoches, Appleby, Garrison area. Look at the echo tops here for a second, how high these things are. Yeah. Seems to be losing some punch. Alicia says behind the Noonday Blue store, flipped playhouse, flipped trampolines, neighbor's tree down on top of another, down on a car. Goodness gracious, Alicia. So sorry about that. And it's April. It is April. And again, as I talked about earlier, tomorrow will be the 3-year anniversary of the Alto tornado outbreak. That was a monster day. That was telegraphed very well. We knew 4 or 5 days out that we were going to have severe weather. So fortunately, we were able to put a lot of warning out on that ahead of time. But still a tragic day with loss of life, and the Caddo Mounds area down there west of Alto off 21, just heartbreaking. Yeah, Sarah, I believe it. I'm hearing a lot of reports about that. A lot of trees down on 315 coming out of Chandler towards 155. Brittany, I heard that from a buddy of mine earlier. Damage to homes as well. There's a lot of trees down there on that end of Lake Palestine, so I'm not surprised. Marshall, you're just now getting it in Greenwood, Louisiana. Okay. Thanks for watching from L.A., man. There you are. Appreciate that, man. Still some decent lightning and thunder back here in Tyler. Heard several claps here of late. The Weather Service. It's a mezzo discussion. So back into Tyler, we're A-OK. Rain's about done. Back end of it here, at least for now. Things seem to be kind of settling down somewhat. Got a roof blown off of a house at Mount Enterprise. Jeez, people don't need, Southern Rusk County doesn't need any more help with severe weather this year. Not a ton coming behind this, Randy, at least for now. See if I can pull up. Yeah, 52 mile an hour gust. I think that's the strongest wind gust I've had at that personal weather station in Tyler. I've had one up in town since 2012. So we're 10 years into this, and I'm almost 100% positive that's the strongest wind gust I've seen at my little station. So that says something there. Let's look at. We'll just take a look here. Let's just noodle around for a second and see what we have from some of the models. Yeah, Weather Service has canceled the tornado watch for the western counties of East Texas. That's Hopkins, Rains, Van Zandt, Henderson. So they went ahead and pulled that early. They are leaving Anderson, Leon, and Robertson County involved in that watch until 11 o'clock, probably for that storm that we were looking at down there off I-45. So that's not surprising. Let's look at the. Let's see here. Let's look at composite reflectivity real quick. So this is the HRRR model, short-term model. So there's 8 o'clock. This is the 7 o'clock run. No, the 8 o'clock run. So we'll just kind of think this thing out in time. So there's midnight. So 9 o'clock there. So it seems to be running behind as far as the positioning of this stuff. What's it doing overnight as far as redevelopment goes? Not much. There's 7 a.m., 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, this outbreak here may have really worked the atmosphere over to the point to where it can't produce as much tomorrow as it would have earlier. So just we'll have to kind of keep the eye out and see what's able to happen. Still looks like a pretty good severe weather outbreak to the east of us tomorrow over Louisiana and Mississippi. Get in here real quick and see what the latest convective outlook has for tomorrow. Yeah, so the Weather Storm Prediction Center's got a moderate risk of severe weather out tomorrow over northeast Louisiana, eastern Arkansas, right there along the Mississippi River. So it's going to be a major outbreak. Once the front comes through here tomorrow morning, it won't have as much juice to work with. The atmosphere is usually pretty. It's not the best of an environment for severe weather during the morning hours. We don't have the daytime heating to work to feed off of like we do later in the day. By the time this front gets over further to the east of us, we'll have more daytime heating in place. So if you're going east tomorrow, especially up Little Rock, east of there, over towards western Tennessee, north and northwest Mississippi, out in the Delta, where we used to chase when I was in school, that'll be a good chase day tomorrow out across that part of the country. So here's what we have as far as the latest on the radar. We got the strongest of the storms now out of Harrison County, almost out of Panola County, the leading edge at least out of Panola County. Still down into center Shelby County right now. Severe thunderstorm warning for you guys for another 28 minutes. So we're looking at 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts potentially right there on the leading edge. It doesn't look as strong as it did even a half hour ago. See how the overall intensity, the coloring, not as bright. Still very heavy on the rain. Still a lot of lightning. So that's good there. It's a good trend. Then you got these two bombs going off down here. Let's see what Houston is doing. So Houston's got a tornado warning out then for that storm near Madisonville. Moving east at 35. So let's get back in here real fast. Fort Hood. That is getting awfully close to the Houston County line. So you got winds here blowing back towards the Fort Hood radar, blowing away here. So you can infer from that we've got some good circulation. Not the tightest couplet, but it's got a nice presentation. Kind of make out the kidney bean shape, or the kind of the hook signature there. You're welcome, Julie. Thanks for hanging with me. I appreciate it. So, folks, Houston County area, just keep this storm in mind here. Here's Lovelady. Here's Highway 19. It's moving east at 35. So it ain't got much. They ran this warning right up next to the Houston County line. So almost 10 o'clock, 9:49. Thanks for being part of my page, by the way, and dialing in here tonight. Fortunately, this won't be a late night. We'll be able to get up and put a 7-day for you together in the morning. If this is your first time here, we do a 7-day during the week and give you hopefully a helpful forecast discussion, keep you up to speed on severe weather before it happens and while it's going on. And we'll look at, I'm betting the Weather Service will probably be surveying some stuff tomorrow with the amount of wind damage that I'm hearing from. I won't be surprised if the Weather Service is in Smith County at some point tomorrow or the next day, depending on what they are dealt with or what they're dealt between now and the time this thing gets over closer to Monroe. But looks like the line's weakening. So they very well may be in the area tomorrow doing some nosing around, kind of like what they did in White House, just to kind of give an estimate on the wind speeds. But that'll be their call to make. Should they do that? So it looks like I've got tornado warnings now for Bienville, Bossier, Caddo, DeSoto Parish, Webster, Louisiana. Tornado located near Shreveport. So that's going to be something to keep the eye on there in the Shreveport area. Right there along that apex. It's amazing what kind of stuff can spin up there. Thank you, Shauna. Glad you're here. Severe weather in the morning, Tracy. I'm doubting it. I'm really doubting it. That time of day is usually a tough time for severe weather to start with. But after we've worked things over like we have tonight, I don't have. Never say never, but I'm not as bullish on severe weather after what we've seen tonight. But stranger things have happened. So this is a donut hole here, the cone of silence right around the Shreveport side. The Shreveport radar, if you go on 20, if you're going east on 20 into Shreveport, you see the airport on the right-hand side of you. If you're on 20, you'll see that big golf ball on the looks like a golf ball on the west side of the Shreveport airport, and that's the Weather Service radar. So Weather Service office is there, and so that's, the radar can't see right above itself, so you have that ring around it where you're just kind of out of luck and on seeing anything. But that cone of silence there is pretty obvious when you got a big line crossing it like you do right now. So that line again continues looking less and less severe. Doesn't mean you can't see some strong winds on the leading edge of it, but the presentation of it doesn't look nearly as good as it did about 35, 40 minutes ago. So good news there. I just heard a little bit of thunder in Smith County area here in Tyler again. There's nothing raining out there to speak of, but okay, let's see here. Weather Service, as we talked about here a little bit ago, they've canceled the tornado watch now for Camp, Franklin, Gregg, Morris, Smith, Titus, Upshur, and Wood. So they went ahead and cleared that out as we talked about here a little bit ago. Sometimes, depending on what they have got to juggle at the office, they may clear those counties out a little bit sooner than at other times. But I'm glad they were able to. I know that helps to calm a lot of people down. So I'm glad they were able to do that. So tornado watch officially canceled for Smith County as well as Gregg. So it's Longview, Camp County, Franklin, Morris, Titus, Upshur, and Wood. So that will be the end of that. They're going to keep the watch going for the areas further south here for the next hour or so. But they like to clear larger chunks of counties at one time as opposed to cutting out individual ones. So that'll be something that gradually gets shaved from west to east as the next couple of hours unfold. But just kind of keep that in mind. So it looks like they've got another tornado warning. So they've got the tornado warnings now over Shreveport proper and north of Shreveport as well. So they're canceling of additional severe thunderstorm warnings for Harrison, Nacogdoches, Sabine, and St. Augustine counties. So our area is clearing out pretty quick here now. Pull this convective outlook off. Pull those out. That'll make it a little less busy. But again, look at that line over the last hour and a half. See how it just kind of gradually looks, should look less and less impressive. On the south end of it especially. Let's see what they're seeing. So yeah, they're looking at this thing west of Benton, I bet, and then they're also, yeah, Rosanna's still rumbling. And then maybe what they're looking at right there, just west of 49. So they got a debris signature, they're saying, near Benton, moving towards Benton. Hold on a second. Get my bearings here. All right, so we got some strong winds right there. 6.6. Yeah, that may be what they're looking at right there, east of Benton or northwest of Benton. Maybe a little bit of debris there. That correlation coefficient. Just west of Highway 3. But this thing's not done yet. Even though it's done with us, it's not done with Louisiana yet. So we've got the only counties in Texas still involved. Severe thunderstorm warning are going to be that folks there just north of Center in the extreme eastern Shelby County. So it looks like they're fixing to put another. Yeah, they're fixing to put another tornado warning out there over in Louisiana. This thing seems to be, and everything is right along the apex of that, that bow. What bow there is? There's not a. It presents itself pretty well. Just it's kind of the leading edge of the strongest winds. Fortunately, that is out of our area. So there's that one remaining county, Shelby County, and Panola County, extreme eastern Panola County, extreme northeastern Shelby County. But really, the severe weather threat has moved out of both of those counties. The severe threat's going to be further to the east here. Let's check this guy one more time. KGRK. They're just not doing much with that. Still got some rotation in there, but kind of muddy. Lisa asking about St. Augustine County. Let me get back over there real fast, okay? Let's get into Fort Polk and see what it looks like from there. Some pretty decent wind there, St. Augustine County, but the line seems to be making better progress to the east than it does southeast for now. Some showers trying to develop right there along and just ahead of the line. .315 north of Chandler. Sandra, I'm not sure. The damage that I've been told about has been south of Chandler on 315 out on the second, past that, I guess that's the second bridge. Yeah, Randy, I don't know, man, as far as what they'll rate. It sounds more like straight line winds so far, but we'll have to wait and see. The Weather Service will probably have a survey team here tomorrow in Tyler, Smith County area, and they'll look around. Lufkin, Nancy, the rain's in the northern Angelina County, but the best wind looks to be further north of you guys. So I think that'll help to hopefully protect you somewhat from that wind, and may end up being more of a rain situation than anything else. But we all need that rain. No warnings out for Angelina County, though. No warning out for St. Augustine County either. Just so you know, Lisa. So we're looking at the Fort Polk radar here, just to so there's Fort Polk down here. Gives us a little bit better eye on what's going on across the southern part of East Texas. So this stuff looks a little different. There's a lot brighter banding right there south of Shreveport, though, on the Fort Polk radar. But the radar beam is shooting a lot higher in the storm by the time it gets from Fort Polk to south of Shreveport. That may explain why you're seeing the difference in reflectivity. It's got 3 tornado warnings now along that thing over Louisiana. All this is over in Louisiana now. All right, so it is 10:02. I am going to let's see here. Yeah, I'm gonna probably step aside here and take care of a few housekeeping things. If things get start to get silly again overnight, we'll come back in and talk if we need to. But for now, thanks for being a part of this tonight with me, and we always appreciate that. There are the social media handles. If you don't follow me on Twitter and you have a Twitter account, hey, dial in on that. We will live stream to the Twitter when we are doing this kind of a thing here. Instagram, we'll post some weather stuff there as well. A lot of folks kind of keep tabs on Instagram, a bit more of a casual kind of thing. But we try to keep things posted there as we need to. We'll throw a 7-day in there, severe weather outlooks, things like that. We don't usually do much in the way of severe weather long form coverage there, just because we don't. But Facebook's been kind of a prime time spot for that. So. Yeah, you're very welcome. Thanks, Nancy, Rusty, Marshall. Thank you very much. Thanks, Jake. But you guys enjoy the rest of your night. If you have any pictures, feel free to email those to me. I think I've got an email. Let's see here. Instagram, Twitter. There we go. I think that'll pop it up. Will that pop it up? Let's see. I don't know if that's. Let's see here. Trying to figure out how I can show you my email. Let's just do this here. Let's do this. Let's see if this will let us do that now. Doing this on the fly here. How about it? I think that did it. Or did that not do it? No, that didn't do it. Well, I would say if you want to send email, feel free to email me. It's doc@docdeason.com. If you have pictures of damage in your area, feel free to do that. You can tag those or I put those in the comment section below if you would like to do that. Yeah, it was on the ticker, wasn't it? Email address was on the ticker. Thank you, Rosanna. You're right. So email address is there on the bottom of the screen with the handles for social media as well. So you guys enjoy the rest of your night, and we'll be back here to talk later on tonight or tomorrow as we need to. All right.
Thanks for watching this live broadcast from Doc Deason's Weather. When weather's at its worst, we're at our best. Doc Deason's Weather, the calm in the